Caitlyn Clark just landed a speaking deal that makes WNBA salaries look like pocket change, and Angel Reese's desperate response is sending shockwaves through the league. While most players are still recovering from the 2024 season, Clark's already secured multiple six-figure speaking engagements that are about to flip the entire power structure of women's basketball. What we're about to reveal will show you exactly why corporate America is choosing Clark over every other player in the league, and the shocking move Angel Reese just made to try and keep up. The numbers are absolutely insane. Clark's commanding $100,000 minimum per speaking engagement, and according to industry insiders, she's already booked through March 2025. That's more money in 2 hours than most WNBA players make in an entire season. But here's where it gets really interesting. These aren't just random corporate events. We're talking Fortune 500 companies, exclusive business summits, and private equity conferences where the real power brokers of America gather. If you think this is just about money, drop a comment below with your thoughts, because what's really happening here goes way deeper. Clark's first major appearance of 2025 was at the Massachusetts Conference for Women, where she shared the stage with celebrities and business moguls who've built billion-dollar empires. The event sold out within hours of announcing her participation. Then came the bombshell. She's been invited to speak at the World Economic Forum's Youth Summit, making her the youngest athlete ever to receive that honor. Meanwhile, the WNBA commissioner is still trying to figure out how to market the league, and Clark's already transcended it entirely. But that wasn't the whole story. What Angel Reese did next exposed everything wrong with how some players view success in this league. Our sources discovered that immediately after Clark's speaking fees went public, Reese mysteriously updated her own speaking profile to match Clark's exact rate. The same website that books corporate speakers suddenly shows Reese demanding the same $100,000 fee, despite having zero comparable corporate bookings. The timing isn't coincidental. It's calculated desperation from someone watching their rival lap them in real time. The corporate world sees what WNBA executives refuse to acknowledge. Clark isn't just a basketball player anymore. She's become a cultural phenomenon that transcends sports. When Microsoft wanted someone to keynote their Women in Tech conference, they didn't call the WNBA office asking for recommendations. They called Clark directly. When Goldman Sachs needed a speaker for their diversity summit, Clark's name topped their list. These companies understand something fundamental that Angel Reese clearly doesn't. Authenticity sells, manufactured personas don't. What happened next would shock everyone in the basketball community. During a recent podcast appearance, a former WNBA executive accidentally revealed that Clark's off-court earnings in 2025 are projected to exceed the entire salary cap of 3 WNBA teams combined. Think about that for a second. One player, in her off-season, generating more revenue than entire franchises. The executive tried to walk it back, but the damage was done. The truth was out there. Clark has become bigger than the league itself. Here's where things get absolutely wild. Sophie Cunningham, Clark's new teammate after joining the Fever for 2025, recently posted a cryptic Instagram story that seemed to throw shade at players trying to artificially inflate their market value. The post, which was deleted within an hour, showed a speaking fee website with the caption, "Some people earn it, others just copy it." Fans immediately connected the dots to Reese's sudden fee increase. The tension between authentic success and manufactured hype has never been more obvious. The speaking circuit isn't just about money, though. It's about influence and legacy. Clark's appearances are drawing audiences that typically ignore women's sports entirely. CEOs who've never watched a WNBA game are suddenly asking their assistants to get season tickets. Venture capitalists who couldn't name 5 players are now investing in women's sports startups because Clark convinced them of the market potential. She's not just speaking, she's converting non-believers into evangelists for the game. But here's the part nobody's talking about. These speaking engagements are strategic moves in a much bigger game. Every appearance builds Clark's network outside basketball. Every CEO she meets, every investor she impresses, every board member who becomes a fan, they're all pieces in a post-playing career that could make her current earnings look small. While other players are fighting for Instagram likes and TikTok views, Clark's building relationships with people who actually move markets. The latest development just dropped this week, and it's a game changer. Clark's been invited to deliver the commencement speech at Harvard Business School's graduation ceremony in May 2025. That's not just prestigious, but it's unprecedented for an active athlete her age. The invitation reportedly came directly from the dean after Clark's appearance at a private leadership summit impressed several board members. This isn't just speaking anymore. This is institution-level recognition that puts her in company with presidents and Nobel laureates. Angel Reese's response to all this success has been telling. Instead of focusing on improving her own game or building authentic partnerships, she's been caught multiple times subtweeting about fake, humble athletes and posting quotes about keeping that same energy. The bitterness is palpable, and sponsors are noticing. A major athletic brand executive, speaking anonymously, told us that Reese's social media behavior has actually cost her potential deals because brands don't want the drama that follows her online presence. The power dynamic shift is undeniable. When Clark speaks at these events, she's not reading from prepared remarks written by publicists. She's sharing genuine insights about leadership, pressure, and performance that resonate with audiences who've never touched a basketball. Her story about leading Iowa to consecutive championship games despite being targeted by every defense connects with executives facing their own competitive challenges. Her transparency about mental health and working with sports psychologists normalizes conversations that corporate America desperately needs to have. What really stings for players like Reese is that Clark didn't chase this success. It found her. She didn't hire a speaking agent until companies were literally competing for her time. She didn't create a flashy speaker website with professional headshots and manufactured testimonials. She just kept being herself, and the market responded. Authenticity, it turns out, is worth more than any amount of self-promotion. The financial implications are staggering. If Clark maintains her current speaking schedule through 2025, she'll earn more from corporate appearances than her next 3 WNBA contracts combined. And unlike basketball salaries that come with injury risk and performance pressure, speaking fees are guaranteed money for sharing wisdom she's already earned. She's essentially getting paid NBA money to do something that requires zero physical risk and builds her brand exponentially. But wait, it gets even more interesting. Sources close to the situation reveal that Clark's team has been turning down more events than they accept. For every appearance she makes, 5 others are rejected because they don't align with her brand or values. She recently declined a 7-figure offer from a controversial tech company because she disagreed with their corporate practices. That kind of selectivity is luxury most athletes never achieve. The ability to say no to money because you don't need it. The ripple effects are already visible across the league. Other players are scrambling to hire speaking agents and create professional speaker profiles, but they're missing the fundamental point. Clark didn't become valuable on the speaking circuit because she wanted to be. She became valuable because she already was. Her performances at Iowa, her rookie season dominance, her ability to fill arenas and drive ratings, that's what created the demand. You can't manufacture that with a fancy website and matching fees. Here's something that'll blow your mind. A recent study by a sports marketing firm found that Clark's name recognition among Fortune 500 executives exceeds every current NBA player except LeBron James and Stephen Curry. Let that sink in. A second-year WNBA player has more corporate cachet than established NBA superstars who've been in the league for decades. That's not just impressive, it's revolutionary for women's sports. The commissioner's office must be having emergency meetings about this situation. When one player becomes this powerful, this independent, this valuable outside the league structure, it fundamentally changes negotiations. Clark doesn't need the WNBA's marketing machine. She is the marketing machine. She doesn't need their platform. She's built her own. And that terrifies executives who've always controlled the narrative and the money flow. Angel Reese watching all this unfold must be absolutely crushing for her ego. She came into the league thinking she'd be the face, the personality everyone wanted. She called herself the Bayou Barbie, created catchphrases, did the social media thing perfectly according to the playbook. But Clark rewrote the playbook entirely. While Reese was trying to be an influencer, Clark became an icon. While Reese was chasing clout, Clark was building an empire. The 2025 season hasn't even started yet, and Clark's already won the offseason in historic fashion. Every speaking engagement adds another layer to her legend, another connection to power brokers who'll shape her future beyond basketball. She's playing chess while everyone else is still learning checkers. And the beautiful irony is that she's doing it all without the drama, without the social media theatrics, without the desperate attention-seeking that defines so much of modern sports culture. What's your take on this massive power shift in women's basketball? Is Angel Reese justified in trying to match Clark's speaking fees? Or is this just another example of trying to skip the work and grab the rewards? Hit that subscribe button and let us know in the comments below, because this story is far from over, and the next chapter might be even more explosive than what we've already seen.